Please use me as a conduit of light to deliver this message to whoever needs to hear it. And that whoever needs to hear this message be drawn to it like a magnet, Spirit. Thank you for your infinite love, guidance, and protection. Too many. There it goes. Okay. Surrender. Sometimes letting go brings the greatest change. Are you feeling out of control? Surrender to the flow and trust in the universe's plan. Peace will come when you release your grip. Okay, we also have accept. Accepting things as they are can be a powerful step forward. You may be resisting changes lately. Let go of control and you'll discover peace and new opportunities in the present moment. Yeah, and the card underneath those two cards is Twin Flame. A twin flame relationship is intense and transformative. Are you struggling with a deep connection? This relationship challenges you to grow and evolve on a soul level. So if you're on the twin flame journey, which I'm sure you are if you're watching this video and felt called to it. If not, doesn't resonate, click off the video. Simple as that, guys. All right. Surrender and accept on your twin flame journey. Wow. I wasn't coming on here thinking that we're going to do the twin flame talk specifically because I don't like talking about twin flames when I'm in separation, because it's just like, it's challenging for me. I want to be very detached, and that is actually the space that you should be in when you're in a separation, is very detached, because you have to focus on yourself, right? So there's this acceptance and surrender. And I feel like the acceptance is just like whoever your twin is they are where they're at. And like for me, I really had to embody in my detachment. I had to go full blown the energy of assuming that we're not ever gonna see each other again, be together again, etc., etc. Every single time I get weak with my boundaries and like I check in, it's always like this huge slap in the face, like, no, right? And I think coming from the divine feminine perspective, like you get to a point where you realize like, wow, like you really have to allow this person to fully transform and get your freaking nose out of their business and stop trying to control the situation and surrender and accept things for where they are right now. And the more that you detach and focus on yourself and don't think about like the future with this person, the more that you will allow them that space they need to learn these lessons that they need to learn. Trust me, you'd rather them learn these lessons with other people than to go like full blown have to feel the effects of them dragging you through their darkness. Like allow them to go figure it out with other people that are of that frequency. If you cling in a codependent way, it's just going to be the same mirror showing you that you are accepting less than what you deserve because this person hasn't done the healing yet. They're not to that space yet where they're ready to step up and be reciprocal and come into that divine mission. Like a lot of the divine masculines go through like really, really difficult challenges, and they're really huge self-worth. Like we all go through the self-worth, but for the self-worth challenges, but like in different ways. And I think for the divine masculine, it's like they never feel good enough, but it's because they're trying to be good enough for the matrix, for the program. And like we recognize that, but and it's easier for a divine feminine to like work through it and come through it. Not saying that their journey is 100% easier. They're so different. The perspective from the divine masculine and divine feminine is very different. Even though we're all have that common goal of balancing the divine masculine and feminine in our own selves, it's like the transmutation that the divine masculines have to go through is so much more in the physical, and ours is more like in the spiritual. They do have that spirit. They have to bring in that feminine spiritual side for the balance. So like, in a weird way, it's also paradoxical, and they have to bring in that balance. But like in the physical, the darkness that they're going through is so like the patriarchy. It's so they're not good enough. It's because they're in a system that's toxic and it doesn't praise them for being their authentic selves. This system praises them for pleasing the system. That's why they have codependencies with their parents, or in relationships, or in whatever decisions they're in, addictions or whatever they're making in their life. They have these because they're trying to be good enough for a program that is toxic. And like, it's like no matter what they do for the program or for people within it, there's never any fulfillment. It's always still not feeling good enough, right? They go through this. And for the divine feminine, it's very hard not to take it personally. It's very hard not to sit here and be like, wow, they're not choosing me, and not make it about you, that you're not good enough, or this thing that they're choosing is better. They're choosing that other thing because they're afraid. They're choosing that other thing because they don't know how to get out of their comfort zone and stop people pleasing and stop prioritizing things that are actually against who they want to be. Stop choosing and prioritizing things just to feel like they're pleasing people that are within a program that they're programmed, right? And it's just like crazy, because deep down they know, and they feel that draw and that pull towards you and towards like that shared mission. You see how your values align. You see how the chemistry is insane and how everything is just so like, you see it. But you see that potential. But right now, Spirit's saying you have to accept them for who they are right now. Right now, maybe they're sitting in darkness that they haven't chose to transmute. They haven't taken their own free will to do something differently, to make a different choice. You have to accept that. And you have to let it be and surrender it to the universe. This is not for you to come in and try to control, because you know and you can see it. Like the visionary is the divine feminine. She can see the path. She's trying to like tell the masculine what that path is, instead of just being the light and shining her light on it. You don't have to say a word. Energy speaks for itself. You literally do not have to speak a word. You could have this person on block to create healthy boundaries, and they are still feeling that energy, because that's the one thing that connects, right? That's the one thing that you cannot fake it till you make it on this journey. You can't fake it till you make it in general in your ascension journey. There is no faking it with the universe. The universe feels that energy. The universe knows what you haven't healed. The universe knows where you're slipping up. The universe knows what lessons to serve to you so that you can have another opportunity to change your perspective, to change the way you respond or approach to whatever this situation is. The universe always knows. And it's asking us divine feminines to surrender, trust, accept the situation and the person for where they are right now, and understand, like, if they are in a place right now where they're not ready to come forward in a healthy way, okay, that's okay, because I self-source my love. I don't live and die upon whether or not this person is going to love me or be with me. Absolutely not. I'm going to live a happy, fulfilled life whether I ever see this person again or not. Right? And I totally, guys, I resonate with this journey. I understand the struggle. I know how hard it is to try to move on. I stopped trying to move on because I felt like I could never get there with other people, and I was just hurting people by saying, oh, I'm not feeling it. You know, next person you talk to, I'm just sorry, the chemistry's not there. You know what I mean? Like, I just started focusing on myself and was like, fuck a relationship. Fuck that. Like, when it's meant to be, it will happen. And I just let go. But I knew that, like, my person was not ready. And I will not settle for anything less than what I've done and achieved in my healing work. If I've done the healing and I can show up and love at this capacity, so will whoever my partner is. I don't care who they are. They will love me to the capacity that I can love too. And if they haven't done that healing work, well, they can go do it then. Because that's the kind of life I'm living as a sovereign being and somebody who has created that balance in my life, right? And that's the energy we have to get into. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And thank you so much, Spirit, for allowing me to be on this twin flame journey, to really be forced into seeing myself into the most deepest, darkest places. And because I was willing and had the courage to overcome my fear and push through and make different decisions for myself, create healthy boundaries for myself, I'm able to love at a capacity that is so much greater. And I will wait until, and not even wait, I will continue to live my life in this full loving capacity until somebody else can also show up in that full loving capacity because they did the healing work too. That's what Spirit's saying. Like I've pulled 3 cards in the beginning, guys, and I'm coming, and we're 10 minutes into this reading, and Spirit this is exactly it. Accept and surrender for what it is right now. Isn't that always what it is on the twin flame journey? Accept and surrender, detach, right? And it is, guys. It really comes down to that self-source love and recognizing like where you have weak boundaries and you're begging somebody to love you who isn't ready or have the capacity to love you. And the craziest mind fuck about the twin flame journey is deep down, you know you love each other on like an astronomical level. They know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Your family knows it. Your friends know it. They're getting sick of you talking about it. Like they know. And they're like, wow, like why can't y'all just get your shit together? But really, it's just like they will never understand it unless they went through it. And I will say that until I'm blue in the face. If you have not gone through it, you just do not understand. But wow, what a gift. What a transformative journey. A lot of times it feels like a curse. Like when I'm sitting there in victim mode because I'm pissed off because like maybe my twin flame made the same old stupid fucking mistake he always makes. And it's just like, wow, like I'm giving you a chance to show me something different. And boom, it blows up in your face again. Ooh, that can get you so angry. It can get you so like mad at the universe almost because you know and you feel deep down what this journey is. And you're like, man, I'm doing the work though, you know, like why isn't this a balancing out? You know, and I hate like when I hear a lot of people talk about the twin flame journey and they want to make it like it's your fault if your twin isn't coming towards you. No, they have their own free will too. Yes, they are a mirror and they will reflect it, but you cannot force somebody, and your energy even can't force somebody. That love will give somebody that deep desire to want to change. Absolutely. Why do you think we as divine feminines change too? That love to help us change. Because trust me, it was easy for me to walk away in the past from things that didn't serve me. But like, it was not easy to walk away in in the twin flame situation. Absolutely not. Because that love changes you on such a deep level. But then you realize that love isn't because some other person is giving it to you. Yeah, the moments you share together are freaking bliss, right? But you've come to find out that the love came from in here the whole time, right? You just found that person who really connects and shares on such a deep level the same values, the same it's like that's why they say like I think that's why the initial label had to have come in, because it's like this weird connection. Like even twins like if a woman has twin babies, they have this deep connection. It's just like they are connected on a soul level that you can't deny it. Like even they split babies at birth, right? And maybe they got adopted and they went to different houses, but then the kids, and they like looked at them as they became adults and teenagers and saw how many parallels in the personalities, and they grew up in completely different environments, but they were twins and had the same mom. Like it's that same energy of like, you're just innately connected and there's nothing you can help about it. It's almost like it's just in you. And I'm just trying to describe the feeling because there's ways to describe it spiritually, but like a lot of times we don't talk about how it just feels, right? To be on this journey. And it's like that kind of love and connection is what is so transformative about it. Like we all came in and decide like, how are we going to get slapped awake in this lifetime? And if you're watching this video, you got slapped awake with the twin flame journey, and so did I. How exciting, right? So intense. Some people get slapped awake through a near-death experience, right? It happens for people in different ways. Some people are walk-ins because they probably had initiations where they were trying to be slapped awake by the universe, but they didn't, but they still have a serious mission. So now there's a walk-in that's going to come in and use the avatar in order to complete the mission. Like that also occurs. And when that happens, it looks like a spontaneous Kundalini awakening because it's like one person's personality completely changes in a lot of cases. Like they'll come in and like say it's a woman and there was a walk-in and a different spirit comes into her space, and like it's not like a takeover, right? But in a way it is, because they're just coming in to switch the souls out in order for that soul to complete the mission. And that's an interesting experience because like I've heard cases where like a lady said she came in, she's like, I felt totally different. I was a totally different person. My, like, even like the way I interacted with my kids and my husband and everything was so different because that soul came in. And that's sometimes the shock to a system that is needed for an awakening too. Like it happens in all kinds of different packages. And, the twin flame journey is a bitch of a package. I'll tell you that because it's challenging. Like I lived with my twin for 5 years. We've been separated for 2.5. We had little separations here and there in between, but like, whoa, like I see him periodically. And every time I see him, it's like amazing. And then I'm just pissed because it's not time, right? And like now I'm just like so focused on like, okay, like, your boundaries have to be so strong and healthy for you. And that acceptance of where somebody's at and not that wishful thinking of the potential of where they could be at or where you know they might eventually be at on this journey. Like accept that. Accept where they are right now. Surrender and give them the space and allow them to like fall on their face and make the decisions for themselves and let the love and that energy work the magic. Just dive into loving yourself, dive into like you and like what you want to do here and all that. Like dive into service, dive into those things. That's what's going to be expansive. And I feel like that, like, that's why people say, oh, don't blame yourself where your twin's at. Like, yeah, it does piss me off. But at the same time, there's such a breath of truth in it because it's so magnetic when you expand, right? So like your counterpart is sitting watching you shine your light. Now, do you think that's a more expansive example of a frequency for them? Or is the reaching out, yearning, like showing that you feel like you can't be happy without them, like that's such a lower frequency? But like the frequency of like, I love you, but I'm not accepting our exchange of energy unless you come fully aligned with the highest version of you. And like, you know, we've all been on this journey long enough that we know our divine counterpart knows what he's got to do. It's just a matter of doing it. And you know, our own introspection, our own focus on ourselves aligns him to do the same. Right? So it's like, but it's like at the same time, like I said earlier, you can't like get on yourself and be upset with yourself and blame yourself. Be like, well, if he's making that shitty of a decision, that means something in me's that shitty. Like you don't want to get into that energy because that's not the way you want to look at yourself. Like you really want to embody the energy of looking at yourself from this higher space of being and then embodying that, making choices every day that align with that, right? Wow. Like I literally still am on 3 cards, but I want to pull at least one more card, maybe 2 more, to close out the reading. The fear is loud, but the love is steady. This came out the other day. The fear is loud, but the love is steady. Oh my God, that is so it, Spirit. Thank you. Yes. Yes. The fear is loud, but the love is steady. You want to know why? Because right now, it's like big decision, timeline, choice point time. Okay? So the fear is very loud. The program is screaming and begging for you to stay in it. Screaming and begging for the masculine to stay in it. And really, like, don't worry about it because that love is steady. That love is what's expansive in the twin flame journey. That's what pushes you to grow. It's just like, oh my gosh, I love myself so much. Like, I'm going to have healthy boundaries because I deserve somebody who loves me so much too. Because I can love them so much, you know? And like, that steady love is what keeps you solid. And once you learn how to make that your base frequency where you're just like, no, I'm coming from a space of love. I'm so intentional about the way I move in this world. Like I'm coming from a space of love, period. And just get steady in that, right? Because that steady love is just like a beautiful thing. It's so unconditional. And the fear is so loud right now, guys. But you know what? You ain't worried about it. A lot of the divine feminines have already pushed through much of the fear. The fear is really where divine masculines are kind of like stuck in the fear, stuck in the program, stuck people pleasing in the program, stuck being afraid of money issues in the program. Like it's always addictions, all that. Like, And that's what they have to work through. That's not your responsibility. And it's hard when you can see the path, you can see the choices that would be better choices, you can have the suggestions, but the more you suggest, the more you have to, like, the more you want to, like, give them information, and, like, it's just, like, gonna be, push them away. The epiphany has to come from them. The pull has to come from them. The self-love has to come from them to themselves. They will not be able to love you till they love themselves. So you see them out there making poor decisions that aren't decisions that are an example of loving themselves. Believe it. Accept it. Accept it. Surrender. Because guess what? Spirit has it under control. Spirit is showing them the way. Spirit is, and a lot of times it's through darkness, through looking at their darkness over and over and over again. And I know they keep repeating the same fucking cycles, guys. It's exhausting. Stop watching. Stop watching their show. Just, you know what I do? I just block it. If I check in with you, or if you check in with me, and I see that there's still a lot of gunk in your darkness that you haven't sorted through, you're going to go back on block till the next time I check in to see. And honestly, I don't even think that as a divine feminine, when it comes to union, you're going to be the one checking in to see. Because when a man is ready for you, he comes and gets you, honey. He comes and gets you. He builds the house. He does. And you know what? My twin said this to me one time. He said, we're like the Notebook, but I'm the girl and you're the guy. And like, I never said this to him, but fuck that. You need to be the motherfucker building the house, waiting for me to come back. You know what I mean? Like, and when people have like mother wounds and like, they try to like reverse these roles. The guy wants the girl to be the provider. The guy wants the woman to overcompensate for the areas that he feels afraid in, because that fear is loud. And we've already come in and tried to fucking solve all their problems for them. And they didn't want to take our advice. And we'd have all the answers. And like, it didn't matter, guys. They were going to keep making those mistakes until they figured it out on their own. And the more we tried to figure it out, the more we hurt, because we're getting dragged through the mud and carrying their problems that aren't ours. Those burdens aren't ours to carry. That's on them to carry it. Right? And like, the universe is asking us to surrender and just focus on ourselves and focus on our life. And it's going to, like, whatever is meant to be will happen when it's meant to be. And in some cases, it might not even being with that person. I don't know that, guys. Like, I don't know. I'm still in this space where, like, I have no idea. I'm just still on the journey, sharing my experience and letting spirit come through with these messages. And that's that. Like, I hate it when people come on and act holier than thou, like they know every little intricate part of the twin flame journey, when every single person that I've encountered on this journey has a different experience. Certain things align categorically, but for the most part, like, everybody does not fit into the same box, and we're not supposed to, because we're shining our light in different ways. But yeah, like, when it comes to like knowing if someone is your twin, trust me, you'll fucking know, because you don't want anything to do with them anymore, but you can't fucking help it because you love them that much. Like, literally unconditionally, where you sit there and watch them make the most dumbest fucking mistakes. And you're still like, why do I love this person? It drives me crazy. I wish I didn't. It feels like a curse. That's how you know it's your fucking twin flame, because you love them so fucking much that you just like see how it's transformed your life. See how it is transforming their life. You do see them changing, but in a lot of ways you see them repeating patterns too. So it gets really frustrating. So your mind can only be like, wow, they're a fuck up. But like, isn't that just what their fears are mirroring to them? You're mirroring that to them because they don't feel good enough. Because that's the main wound the divine masculine goes through. I don't feel good enough. Okay, so the last card I pulled was the Fire Elemental. Ignite change. Burn away the old and forge a new path to face the world with purpose and determination. And who is that for? Both divine masculine and divine feminine. Focus on yourself. Move forward and break through these fears where you're afraid to come out of the program. You're not going to be able to come onto this union timeline within yourself or together unless you're able to break through the fears, come into this place where you're accepting people for where they're at and allowing the universe to be people's karma, allowing the universe to tell people what they need to do with their life or what lessons they need to learn or whatever it is. That is on individually. That is what your jobs are on this journey. It's not to try to control anything. It's so hard because we want that love and we want that union so badly. But like, divine timing is real. What it's going to look like, you have no idea. And it's always going to be something wild and crazy that you would never even have thought of, but it's on a higher frequency. And that's why you haven't thought of it yet, because you ain't even on that frequency yet. Because every single day we're growing and expanding. So I'm not even going to be on the same frequency tomorrow as I am today. Because it's such a, like, it's constantly moving and changing, right? It's constantly moving and changing. Just keep the faith. Keep the faith in yourself. Because it's not about clinging to this outcome. It's about understanding what this journey really is. It's this transformative journey where unconditional love blasts you into this extreme ascension and healing path where you expand so quickly through unconditional love that you get in alignment with who you authentically are and with your purpose. That's why when you met your twin, you had this explosive amount of expansion consciously. You're like, whoa. Because you kind of just tapped into like this really deep love that you did never have felt before. And it does transform you on a crazy level. But you can't maintain it and hold it as your default until both you and your partner come into this union within yourselves. And once you love yourself on such a deep level, now you're at the capacity to love your partner on a deep level. And that's it. That's it in a nutshell, guys. I was not expecting a twin flame reading, but you know what? If the collective needs it, I'm here for it, baby. I don't even like talking about it anymore, like I said in the beginning, but you know, maybe I needed it too. Because sometimes I get really pissed off and resentful toward my twin because I sit and watch him make poor decisions, and I know like I literally will tell him like, you could do this, you could do that, and I'll show him all the timelines and it's just like, listen, and he loves it, and then like we'll like walk away, he'll go into his space, I'll go into mine, and he'll just be like, crash, burn, blah, and I'm like, what just fucking happened? And then I'm just like, oh, I'm so angry about it. You know, you have to work through that anger. Like, I used to be sad about it. I don't get sad about it anymore. I get pissed. So that's for me to work through too, right? Now I'm in a place where I'm more detached. But I get, like, when it first happens, like, when you do those little check-ins and, like, find out, like, it's not where you want it to be, it is disappointing. Because once you're in it for, like, like, the better part of almost 8 years, like, yeah, it's tough. My awakening started in 2012. So it's been a journey, guys. It's been a journey, but hang in there and just recognize where everyone's at and focus on yourself. It's self-love. I know everyone's sick of hearing that, but like, you'll start to enjoy hearing that because you're like, you're right. I love spending time myself. Like, I know how to fulfill myself. I know what hobbies set me on fire. I know what my path is. I want to incrementally build in that direction and expand, you know, just embrace it, embrace the journey and enjoy it. Because every day we wake up and we get to live our life with whatever intentions that we want to put into it. So what are yours, you know? All right, guys. I love you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to follow my other channels, they're linked below. And also the option to donate is below. So thank you, and I will see you on the next one.